Day 10. Trying to side in the front wall where the door is, and because of all the little adjustments we've made over the course of things, the door has changed sizes according to the plans I bought. So I worked it up in SketchUp just because I had to wrap my head around it. I wanted to see how everything was going to fit together, and so I found out, yeah, my door needs to shrink a little bit. It needs to be a little shorter. So we've got the plans now, and so I've got my plywood laid out and drawing it and cut out the pattern, and hopefully we'll have the siding finished here on the lower half. Obviously, once the roof gets put up, there'll be a gable kind of thing up there, and I'll need to side that as well. But trying to move fast. This is my one good work day of this week, it appears. It's nice and cool today because it's overcast. It was raining this morning, but it's going to rain a lot tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. So we'll see how it goes. I want to get a roof up, but weather's fighting me. So I had been thinking about cutting out the plywood with these kind of lips coming out at the top and bottom to use the full width of the sheet. But now I'm thinking, why? It's so much work. Just cut it straight up, top and bottom, and then this full stretch is about 6 foot and change, and I can get that out of the scrap that I'm cutting off this board. And then for the bottom, I'll just do it out of the other piece, and that's 2 sheets of plywood, and it makes a whole lot more sense and a whole lot less work. So the seam will look a little different, but I don't know, who cares? I'll trim over it anyway. So there you go, that's where I'm at now. Very quick noob tip, if you don't have a lot of experience with a circular saw, whenever you're ripping a board or even making basically any cut, whatever's going to fall away, you do not want the weight of the circular saw on that side, because it becomes dangerous, and then your cut might not be clean. You always want the weight of the saw on the part that's supported by your work surface or your support surface. So my sawhorse is underneath here, so that when I get to the end and this thing's about to fall off, the saw doesn't tip with it. Sometimes I just have to laugh at myself. For all the talk of the circular saw, I'm like, man, I paid all this money for a table saw. Why don't I haul it down here, stop being lazy, and actually use it? So we're going to use this thing to rip the board instead of the circular saw. Can't remember where I left things off. Today's day's been a little disjointed, but I just got done putting a ton of nails into the siding. That was a lot, and I'm glad it's done. And I totally screwed up on the first wall I started on. I could not find studs to save my life, so I had to change the way I was measuring to figure out how to get them in better. And that was to use a 4-foot level from the edge and mark my studs, just little circles, lines, slashes that way. Using a tape measure was not cutting it, even with a person helping. So I cannot endorse that method. So now that that's done, I've got this bar across, this plate going across my doorway, and I'm gonna get a hand saw out. You could use a reciprocal saw, but I don't trust myself with it, and I don't want to damage my floor. So hand saw it is. Oh, and I hope you didn't nail these into the floor, because that'd be unfortunate. I did not do that, just saying. Little tip there. All right, I've got a big reveal for you guys. I'm very excited. I've put my roof up. Did I do that right? So if you're curious why the trusses are upside down, it's because that's the way that they will start. And then whenever I'm ready for a one to put up, I will flip it. It's a great way to hang it, get it in place, close to in place, and then you can just rotate it around and slide it where it needs to go. And we'll see that in action whenever the weather clears. So I'm not crazy. There's some meaning in my madness. All right, day 10 is complete. Not much to do now except put the roof up, put the trusses up. And it's the end of the day and it's gonna rain and I won't be able to get them secured in time. So that's a morning job. Make sure you got enough time before you start that. So that's gonna be it. If it rains tomorrow, which it most definitely will, I will begin working on the doors in my garage. So the doors are gonna be custom made, handmade. I'm not buying doors, so that'll be a little project I'm looking forward to. Should be fun. We're a little closer to woodworking, so that's really what I'm most interested in. All right, so that's gonna be the end of this, and have a good one. I will catch you on the next video.